Focus Media SA is where it's at. My name is JayTee, and today my guest is just something out of this world. Just imagine for yourself, at 70 years of age, if the Lord permits, what would you be doing? Well, you'll find something very interesting about my guest today, and I'm talking about none other than the man who actually makes me look very old, Robert. Robert Xavier. Thank you so much for joining me, Robert.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate you coming through. Welcome to Focus Media SA. This is something that was bound to happen. I remember the first time I, set eyes on you at gym, I was like, this is an old man. But the movements of the old men were not corresponding with the old men. I mean, this was like, you walk faster than most young men.
Run faster than them too.
You run faster than them, and you have the record to prove that you've run faster and you run longer than a lot of young men. Robbie is literally, from today on, I'm counting 3 days, he will be 70 years of age. Is that right?
That's right.
That is on the
16th of January.
On the 16th of January 2023, Robbie will be 70 years of age. Robbie, the first time I met you, I told you just how much it was something close to a shocker at how easy you are in the gym and environment, and I knew there was something special about you until you told me where you have been, what you've been doing, and what you're still going to be doing. Quite a lot of things. By the way, for the benefit of those that do not know, I have this, I call it a Robbie Bible. This is the stuff that tells me that, I have still a long way to go. Robbie has got gold medals, silver medals, bronze medals in all these very interesting sporting events. Let's start right there, Robbie. Your peers, your age group would rather be sitting around doing nothing because they have retired. Are you retired from work?
From work, yes.
Yeah.
But from life, never.
Why did you even retire? I mean, you look too fresh to retire.
Well, age, the number, the so-called number.
Number, yes.
That's what counts to most employers.
Oh, yes.
It's not what you can do or what you're capable of doing.
All right.
Once you reach a certain digit in your age bracket, they say, okay, make way for the others.
All right. And it's not, you are an academic.
I have 3 degrees, a degree in arts, education and physical education.
I think the last time we spoke, you talked about Butterworth College?
Yes, I was lecturing at Butterworth College of Education, and I specialize in physical education.
Oh, yeah?
So I've been involved in a lot of physical activities with the learners of Butterworth College. When the college closed down in 2000,
yes.
I was attached to the district office.
Oh, yes.
And I went up the management ladder.
Oh, yes.
I was DC, Deputy Chief Education Specialist for learner support programs, acting Chief Education Specialist for a couple of months before retirement on 31st of January 2013, 10 years ago.
Did you want to retire, or is it something that you, when you looked around, you realized that, well, it's something that I have to do even though I don't want to retire?
The situation with the government offices and the department, I'm sorry to say, it does not give you much scope for personal development or development in the field that you specialize in. And then if I had not retired in 2013, I wouldn't have achieved what I have achieved today.
Oh, yeah.
I think 5 more years of sitting in those offices would have just deteriorated me.
Oh, it would have been rather a loss.
A major loss for me. It would have been a major loss.
Right.
I wouldn't have known that I could run. And
okay.
Yeah.
Is that now when you actually began to take literally looking at deeper into being physically involved in the athletics?
I've never done athletics in my life before.
Oh, yeah?
Even during school days, I've never done athletics. I should do gymnastics.
Oh, yeah?
When I was
Gymnastics
at school level and also at the university level.
Okay.
Then it was only after retirement when the Department of Social Development had a program called the Golden Games.
Oh, yes.
They asked me, came to me and said, Robbie, you are a fit guy, why don't you represent the local Numa municipality in the Golden Games? I said, okay. What do you want me to do? They said, can you run? I said, anybody can run with 2 legs. They said, no, you're mistaken. They told me. I said, no, I'm not mistaken. Put a dog behind anybody and see how he runs. And then I asked them, okay, I will do the 100-meter sprint, what they wanted me to do. I asked them, when is the event? They said, the day after tomorrow.
You got to be kidding me.
Seriously, just the day after tomorrow, they said. So the following day, I put on my tackies and tracksuit and went to the field there, and a whole lot of people were assembled there for the Golden Games.
Wow.
And they said, on your mark, set, go. I took off like a rocket. I finished the race. I was waiting for the others to catch up with me. That's what set me on to the Golden Games. And the same thing happened at the local level, the district level, the provincial level, and the national level.
Oh my word.
And I was nominated for Sportsman of the Year Golden Age Award, Provincial Achievers Award.
Oh, yeah?
It was at that Achievers Award ceremony that I met some people who told me about Masters Athletics.
Oh, yes.
Because the Golden Games goes only up to the national level, whereas Masters Athletics goes beyond the national level.
Oh, awesome stuff. And we're going to talk about the Masters level in a very short space of time. But this is something that I'm actually interested in. You actually went through the races, like you said, like a hot knife through butter.
Yes.
Did it take a lot of preparation physically?
Not at all. As I said, I never knew I was a sprinter.
Oh.
I never owned a pair of spikes in my life. So then once I realized that I could sprint, I said, let me go and get me a pair of spikes. I got me a pair of spikes, and I had never run on a track before.
Oh, yeah.
Then I realized that running on a track with spikes is much easier than normal running on the field.
On the road, yeah.
On the road. I don't run on the road because it hurts my feet because of the hard surface.
Okay.
So I run only on grass or on the track itself.
So you have been at it ever since. Is there anything that you started doing in terms of keeping yourself fit?
I always go to the gym. I had a small gym in my house. Okay. I was the first to start a gym in Butterworth in 1992. Butterworth never had a gym.
Okay.
Robbie's gym was the first gym in Butterworth.
Oh.
Ever.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I used to exercise in my small little, it was in a squash court. I used to exercise to walk around in town, and people would look at me and say, hey, how come you're so fit? I said, I've got my small little gym, come and join me. And that thing grew.
Now, where you are at this point in time, because I met you at gym, and you are very consistent in gym, literally very consistent, very disciplined. Does it take a lot for you to actually keep this level of consistency? I mean, you literally rank amongst some of the fittest guys I know, by far, of all age groups, yours and mine. How much does it take for you to actually keep this level of consistency?
It really doesn't take much. You just got to adopt it as your lifestyle. Most people, they don't care about themselves. They are so engrossed in everything else around them that they have no time for themselves. And Butterworth never had a facility for athletics or for weight training and stuff like that. But I went out of my way to set things up for myself.
All right.
Not only to benefit me, but to benefit the community around me. And I'm a firm believer that what you sow is what you reap.
Oh, yes.
The more you give, the more you get.
All right.
So I started giving out, facilities and training people in exercises and aerobics and stuff like that. And one of the guys that I trained at my small little gym has won so many international trophies.
And having said that, you collected quite a number of trophies and medals yourself. You have gold medals, you have silver and bronze. Do you even remember what number of those you have?
It's around 80, 85, maybe after retirement.
Let's say that very slowly so that I think my viewers are missing it. You said how many?
Around 80, 85 medals after retirement.
80, 85 medals.
Yes. I go to, if I hear that there is a race, an athletic event anywhere in the country, I just jump into my car, I go there, I participate, pick up medals and come back.
Why do you do that?
It's become what we call
second nature.
A second nature. I'm addicted to it. You know,
It's a good addiction.
Yes, it's become an addiction.
Yes.
Wellness,
so everybody can pick addictions are actually there, but you can choose the good addiction. And when you cover yourself with a good addiction, you don't have a space for other addictions.
Other addictions.
Man, I love that. And you said that. So you would just, whenever you hear there's something happening on the other side, you're ready to go that side. Speaking of which, you are now, as we speak, from here in exactly 2 hours. You're expecting to be in Port Elizabeth.
Yeah, I'm going to be driving down to Port Elizabeth to participate in athletics coaching course level 1.
All right.
I have a degree in physical education, but I said, why not specialize in athletics coaching also?
Oh,
and it's never too late to learn and study. So I said, let me.
To tell you the honest truth, I mean, your age is very confusing because I'm talking to you right now. I'm looking at you right now, physically and mentally. Your age is like someone just came and gave you a big number and said, "Well, you're this age." But everything about you is so young and fresh, you know. And now we're talking about the Masters coming very soon. Tell us about that.
It's the World Masters Athletics Championships. I have been winning a lot of medals in at the various national level competitions.
Yes.
And then in 2016, I never dreamt that I would ever go for an international competition. Oh. In 2016, I got a chance to go to the World Masters in Australia, in Perth in Australia. Okay. And you know, going for the local competitions itself is very expensive.
I know.
So, but because you have to fend for yourself, you have to your own travel expenses, accommodation, registration fees for the events and stuff like that. So it's pretty expensive. But I don't have any other place where I spend my money on. I don't go to doctors.
Oh yes.
I don't have to pay money to doctors.
Yeah.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm not a party animal. So my expenses are very limited, and then I save up as much as I can so that when these athletics events come up, I should still be able to go there.
This is a personal investment, isn't it?
Yes, it's a personal investment.
Self-investment, it's a self-development, personal development of the highest magnitude. This is very expensive.
Very.
Roundabout, where are we looking at for you to prepare for this type of a thing in terms of the costs and all of that?
To go to Poland in March, it's about 50,000 rands. You know, as a member of the South African Masters Athletics Association, the organizers, they give you a letter stating that you are a man of good standing with the Athletics Association, that you will be participating in the World Masters, and they calculate approximately how much it would cost. Your airfare, your attire, your registration.
Now it's the 12th of January. Basically, we have a month.
Just a month, yes.
We have just a month to actually make sure that we galvanize that amount of money. What exactly will you be doing when you get to that place?
This year it is the Indoor Athletics Championships. Okay. And it's the first time I'm going for an Indoor Athletics Championships.
Okay.
I normally do the 100 meters, 200 meters and the long jump.
Okay.
But we don't have the 100 meters in the Indoor Championships, only 60 meters.
Okay.
60 meters, 200 meters and the long jump.
All right.
Those are the 3 events that I'm going to participate
in. Have you been good with those that you've been doing, the sprints and all of that? I'll tell you why I'm asking you. I'm asking you that because you are, in stature, you are short. Is that not, a disadvantage for you in terms of sprinting? I've seen guys with long legs and stuff like that. Is that a factor?
Almost all the guys that I participate with are taller than me. In every lineup, I've always been the shortest.
Oh yeah.
When they take 2 strides, I take 4 strides. But my strides are so fast.
You have to compensate.
Yes, my strides are so fast that I outrun them. At the start of the race, I'm always at the behind everybody else. But by the time I reach the 30, 40, 50 mark, I start overtaking them one by one. By the time I reach the finish line, I'm way ahead in front.
Okay.
When I went for the All African Championships, that's where I won my first 3 international gold medals.
Oh yeah.
All African Championships in Tunisia.
Okay.
In Australia and in Spain, Malaga, I ranked 21st in the world.
Okay.
But the All African Championships, I clinched it. Now at the age of 70, I'll be the new kid on the block. at the entry level for the next age bracket.
So this is actually an opportunity to go and crack the surface that has not been touched at your age.
At my age, yes.
That's what makes it even more interesting and more fun like that.
That's what makes it so much interesting, and I'm so enthusiastic about it because I know.
Are you not shivering a little bit?
Apprehensive.
Yeah.
When the first event that I had in Perth, in Australia, that was the first time I'm on an international arena.
Okay.
And the surroundings are very, very daunting.
Oh,
you're shaking in your boots when you're on the starting block.
Oh yes.
And Spain, of course, it was there to a certain extent. But by the time I reached the All African Championships, I felt at home, very much at home on the track.
All right.
So that I could.
So this time around, how optimistic are you?
I'm very optimistic about winning gold.
All right. Are you doing anything in particular that's maybe a change of routine in terms of preparing for this particular one?
I was training. Actually, I moved from Butterworth to East London at the end of 2021.
All right.
Just with the aim of training for the World Masters. Because in Butterworth, there are no facilities in Butterworth.
Well, there is a challenge, Butterworth. If anybody is listening in Butterworth, the municipality in Butterworth, and the Department of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture in the province of the Eastern Cape, there is a challenge. If a person has to relocate all the way from Butterworth to come to East London just to access the exercise and training facilities, that means the people in Butterworth.
And even here, I'm having a problem with the stadium in East London.
We talked about that as well. And I have to ask you this thing: how accessible are the facilities around here besides gym? I know gym membership. You have to pay membership,
yes.
So it's not a biggie. And all of that. You actually had a couple of struggles with that.
Yeah, the Jan Smuts Stadium is a public facility.
Okay.
Government facility, basically. It should be accessible to all the citizens who live in and around East London. But unfortunately, whether the department's fault or the municipality, they're unable to maintain the facility that is there. I am told it has been leased to a private individual.
Okay.
And then he is almost, restricting access to that thing. And initially, we were told we were not allowed to use the stadium.
I remember very recently you actually went there. Yes. You actually were denied access.
Yes. Earlier this week, we were there and we were denied access to the stadium.
And what was the reason for that?
They said that the club has not been registered with the new so-called the person who controls the person who is controlling that, you're not registered with them and you have not paid for utilizing the stadium. And our question is, why should we pay to utilize a public facility? That facility belongs to the Department of Sport and Recreation. Sport and Recreation has got funding to maintain these facilities. In what we call municipal infrastructure grants and stuff like that. But
yes.
But there is no monitoring being done
right.
on where this money goes to, where it should be used for the maintenance of these facilities. It has been run down, it's been vandalized. There is a trend in the Eastern Cape. Butterworth had a small little field which belonged to Butterworth High School. The powers that be, I think the municipality was also involved. They took over that ground. They turned it into a shopping mall and a taxi rank. Amtata had a sports field, a soccer field and a big stadium there. Same story. They took it over, they built a shopping mall and a taxi rank. And I'm sure if the people of the Eastern Cape or East London don't wake up to these facts, same thing is going to happen to Jan Smuts Stadium. Soon there's going to be a shopping mall and a taxi rank, seeing the trend that the Eastern that is going on in the Eastern.
Yes. And I think that will be an indictment to us as a nation. It will be an indictment to us as a local municipality as well. Especially given the fact that we have actually been saying that we need to find programs and facilities to make sure that especially the young ones are able to access in order to stay away from all these things that you've already alluded to, that you don't drink, you don't smoke. You do have to deal with some challenges to make sure that you still maintain the discipline that I was talking about too earlier. What words of, I would say a challenge for personal development to my viewers at home?
A lack of discipline is the main obstacle to any type of problems that you have in life. if you're disciplined, if you're polite, if you're good to people, you can never have problems. And as I said in the beginning, what you sow is what you get back. If you don't, go out of your way to do things for yourself. I always tell people, life begins at 60.
Oh, so it has moved from 40. It's now
60 because 40 you're still working, you're still struggling to earn your livelihood, you're still trying to build your own house, you're trying to get married, your children are at school, they're going to the university, they're studying. At 60 you're finished with your work, you're retired, you're getting your pension.
So if you have not done well to plant, to sow a seed during that particular time, 60 is a time that we see what you get back for what you have planted.
Yes. Basically, during your younger days, when you are 35, 40, 45, you find when you're in your work sphere, you have a lot of these people from insurance companies and these investment companies coming to you and say, plan for your retirement.
Oh, yeah.
How much of funding are you going to have when you retire?
Oh, yeah.
My question is, okay, you might save up for your retirement. You have X amount of money saved up. But when you are 65, 70, what are you going to use that money for? For a pacemaker? For a heart transplant? For artificial knees and artificial joints? All that money goes to that, and home nursing, and you need to be in a frail home, you can't walk, you need wheelchairs, you need ramps to get into your own house, you can't drive, you need to appoint a driver. So all your money that you have saved just goes down the drain, distributed to other people.
So if you don't sow anything, you get nothing back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much, Robbie, for joining me. Thank you ever so much for these nuggets. And as we speak right now, the details are on the screen of the contact if you want to find out more on how you can actually, put your hand on the wagon and make sure that this master's program that Robbie is actually going to be representing us on. The details are on the screen right now. Robbie, thank you ever so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank you for having me.